In front of me, I have a combined 50 pages of notes from today's session at acquisition.com. Today was the VAM workshop, which was it's 35K to do a 1 day session where it's you and 7 other business owners that are out here in Vegas at the acquisition headquarters, with 2 of the advisors that are part of the acquisition team. Needless to say, we've got a ton of takeaways from today. And the biggest thing that I'm doing right now is just going through all of the notes, because I was chicken scratching a lot of stuff down, because you can't like take pictures of the slides. And I want to make sure that I'm retaining as much as possible, or at least like have notes of as much as possible, because I like to go back and look at things with a fresh headspace and with no other like external stimulus. What I mean by that would be like Sunday morning being able to go through all of the notes and all of the different bullet points and potential takeaways to rank like what's most important, like where should I organize these in my personal knowledge base of business that we've been building up over the last few years. Because of course you get your personal action items that you need to do for the next quarter or 6 months. I think that on like the call that we have afterwards, they'll probably mention what it's like to come back and when you go about doing that. But just some key takeaways that I had for my business personally. And then I want to make an in-depth video of all the takeaways that I did, all the takeaways that I got from this event. Put that one on either this YouTube or a more proper one, I guess you could say. But basically what I got the clarity on, what I was really looking for the clarity on, were like, what is our offer stack? Because it's been a little bit fuzzy. We've been slinging some virtual deals, some social media only deals, editing only deals, like fly out deals. There's been a lot of like grayness, and despite it being better than what it was last year, it hasn't been black and white, and very easy to draw the line in the sand in terms of what we do and what we don't do. And we got the clarity on that today. We had a really strong suggestion on price raise, so not necessarily like just having it be a price raise, but instead of it being 24K per quarter for us to fly out, it's 100K for the year. And the method that we'll go about selling that is 100K for the year as the anchor, because that's what the expectation is that we're going to be doing this for a year. But the first one is just build at that first quarter for 25K. And if you don't like it, we can just rip the contract in half. But most people end up staying throughout the entirety of the year, and then we can have the option to pay the rest of the year in full at a discount, or spread the payments out for the rest of the year, and I fly out every quarter. So that's like the main core offer that we have, is that fly out, where it's expected that we're going to be doing it at a year. And then the downsell is the virtual offer that we have. So that was a really good takeaway. I'm going to be fleshing that out a lot more in the coming days in terms of like how we actually go about the scripting of that on our sales calls, how we go about presenting that, what our offer is, etc. But one big takeaway that I had was that people have to qualify themselves for the downsell. Most of the times, sales teams, and I say sales teams because that was the example that was used today, but mainly like me as the sales team, think that, or get a feeling that once there's a little bit of resistance, then we automatically just go for like the downsell. So if I ask for, 24K order and there's like a bit of price resistance, just immediately going down to the virtual offer and like, oh, it's only 3K or something like that. So we get less no's and less rejection, and instead we get more yeses and less money. So being able to have a framework in mind of like, this person must check like 7 different boxes to be able to even qualify for the downsell. And if they don't check those boxes, we either keep selling them on the main big ticket offer, or they're not an ICP whatsoever, ideal customer profile. They're not an ideal person that we want to work with. So that was a big takeaway around the offer. Got a bunch of takeaways around hiring and like different questions to ask in interviews and stuff like that, and how to craft questions. So basically coming up with the core values, what's most important to us inside of a business in the new hire, and then crafting questions around those. Like, for example, if you want someone who's really hardworking, or if you're in a really like high-paced environment and you're gonna have to figure a lot of stuff out, one of the good questions they brought up was like, what's the hardest thing you've ever done in your life? And if it's like, running a mile, might be a little bit different than somebody who would be a perfect fit for the role. So nonetheless, I still have a lot of culling through to do of notes. Tomorrow I'm interviewing a scriptwriter who's here in Vegas and who's done a bit of work for us in the past in terms of trial projects. So I'm going to be doing some of the strategies I actually learned today in terms of how to onboard and how to interview talent. So really excited for that. But I am just about done for the night. I think tonight it will be valuable to get a good night's sleep as well. It's 10:04 right now. I've got the main takeaways, the stuff that was super top of mind, out onto the paper so I could revisit it again tomorrow. And then we've got quite a bit of notes to cull through for tomorrow. So I'm going to be making a video detailing all of my findings from the workshop and different things that I learned. So I'm excited to dive into that. But that was really pretty much it for the day. I mean, I had woke up, prepped my questions for the workshop, Ubered over to acquisition, was there from 8:30 to 7 p.m. or 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. and then Ubered back over here. Got a nice Caesar salad, and I was just going through these notes, post a couple Instagram stories that are non-negotiables, and this is the last one of said non-negotiables. So I'm gonna upload this and then go to bed, and I will see you guys tomorrow back in Arizona.